You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Today on a Weight Loss Wednesday, I'm about to share with you some celebrity dieting tips and secrets celebrities use to slim down before those photo shoots and other events that they have going on. I also want to share with you a little bit of an insider's tip or insider's secret of actually how they keep their bodies in shape and whether they really look like that on the covers of those magazines all year round. So I've had the pleasure and experience to be able to work with a bunch of celebrities, both here in Boston and also through Skype video-based coaching. I've worked with numerous celebrities you've seen walking down the red carpet. I've worked with movie directors, some of their actors, famous authors around Boston. You name it. We've worked with a bunch of what you would consider celebrities or A-list celebrities out there. Now, one of the big things that you may not know, and this is why I wanted to share with you this episode today, isn't just about how they look their best, but also that the big secret is that they don't look that way except for a couple weeks right before or right getting into that event, whatever it is. So whether it's getting ready for that red carpet appearance, or whether it's for a movie, or whether it's a swimsuit shot, or whatever it might be, is that they don't look like that year round. And I know this from personal experience, having worked with, like I said, multiple celebrities, multiple fitness models. Now, that's the good news. So I share this tip with you is because you're not supposed to look completely lean and shredded like that 100% of the time. There's a few people who do, some just really, really genetically gifted. Don't get me wrong, there are very genetically gifted people out there, less than 1% of the population that just do look like that. I'm sure you might even have one friend that looks like that, but again, it's going to be 1 out of 100 people who just looks that way all year round. And then there are some fitness people who do try to keep themselves in that tip-top shape, really not having a lot of cheat meals, those specific types of things, because they're doing video shoots all the time, whether it's on YouTube or other things like that. And that's part of their job. I mean, their job is to essentially look like that. So when I work with a movie star, it's the same exact thing. Their job during that movie, and again, it's not for 6 months of the year or so. Their job is, well, they're filming for a month or two to stay in that tip-top shape. But believe it or not, outside of their filming or outside of those red carpet events, they're not. They're within maybe 10 to 20 pounds of that goal weight. Now, that's the same thing I share with my everyday private training clients that I work with on body transformation. I let them know that if you want to get your abs to pop and show 100% of the time, you can absolutely do that. And that's what it's going to take is these specific nutrition principles and this specific exercise program, which we're not going to get into today. But what I am going to do is share with you then how to get down that last 10 pounds or so. So what I'll have, a celebrity might come to me or any private client before they're going on vacation or before a wedding or whatever it might be. And we say, okay, what our job is to get you within that 5 to 10 to 15 pounds so that whenever you want, you can drop that 5 to 10 pounds in a week and up to that 10 to 15 pounds in 2 weeks. And so how do we do that? Well, the same exact way that I share about this, again, with celebrities and with movie stars. Now, why do I say this and why do I believe it's so important is because they are normal people just like you, believe it or not. I mean, literally the first time I started working with a couple celebrities, I was, in awe working with a celebrity or whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, it's really no big deal at all. And this was maybe 10, 12 years ago I started working with a few movie stars. And literally just like you and I, that's really at the same type of talk, the same type of body concerns, whatever it might be. But they're having cheat meals. They're going out with friends. They're drinking more cocktails than they probably should be. All those specific things. So they're not in that really slim, trim shape 100% of the time, like I said before. So what they do is that 1 week out, or that 2 weeks out, they start getting leaner. And again, some people might take a little bit longer. So for them, we're somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks out. If you're within 20 pounds of your goal weight, you don't really need more than 6 weeks out to get down that 20 pounds. And that's why I look at that. So most people who are just fluctuating that 10 pounds above, we can do that in 1 to 2 weeks, no problem. And so again, celebrities, they essentially made this famous, even though naturopathic doctors and functional medicine doctors have been using it for quite a while, are detoxes. And those are detoxes, whether it is from a natural product base that helps your liver do a better job at decreasing inflammation or removing toxins from your body, and then also decreasing inflammation from an elimination diet plan, or essentially making those juice diets famous where you're using juices to slim down. Now, keep in mind that juice diets aren't what they used to be. Most juice diets nowadays are not good for you because they're all fruit-based. And the original juice diets, the real great ones that became or that weren't popular, now they've become popular and turned to fruit-based, were all vegetable-based. And so vegetable-based juice diets can be completely helpful for a few days at a time. But again, when you're looking at a week or longer, I'm really looking at more of a detox-based weight loss. Now, again, if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to use whole foods, that's okay as well. And what you can do is you can actually go through that elimination diet. You can start to eliminate all of those inflammatory starches. You can just take out grains completely. You can take out dairy completely, and that's going to be your start. And so what you're going to do with that is you can even do that 2 to 3 weeks out. See if it got you to where you want to be. I have a specific thing called the bathing suit body diet, and what we do with that, and I'll just share it with you, is we work backwards. So initially, when a client comes to see us in our Boston studios, we work right from the beginning. We get people those great results, at least 5 pounds their first week of weight loss, and keep going from there. But the bathing suit body diet is actually in reverse. Once you've gotten close to your goal weight and kind of just fluctuate by having a cheat meal or 2 per week, you can actually work backwards. You can see how much you can actually get away with in terms of cheats or in terms of like keeping rice and potatoes and those types of things in your diet. And then if you're not getting the results you want, then you can start to remove those and then keep fruit in. And if that doesn't work, you can just kind of keep working your way down. It works phenomenally well. But for a lot of the time, what people want is to really look trim, really look fit the day of their wedding or the day of a red carpet event or the day of filming, whatever it might be. And that day or two before, we're either doing a vegetable-based cleanse, which is different than a detox, or we're doing 1 to 2 days of the specific detox that, of course, I recommend. But again, you can use anyone's detox. That's perfectly acceptable as long as it is functional medicine based. And that just means that it contains the proper nutrients your body needs so that it doesn't get overwhelmed during that detox portion of your dieting. So I hope that answered your questions today. So basically, the celebrity secrets are they are not staying at that ripped, really defined look 100% of the time. Very rarely. If you meet a celebrity in person, you will not say that most likely that person is, that tip-top shape. Yes, they exercise. They absolutely do. And they keep themselves in good shape. They're eating vegetables. They're doing those specific types of things. They're working out with a personal trainer, but they're not the lean to defined person that you're used to seeing maybe on the cover. Then a week or so, 2 weeks before whatever that event might be, that's when they start to diet down. And you can use these same exact things in your life as well. I do pretty much the same type of thing. I try to exercise. I try to eat really healthy foods, but I do have 1 or 2 cheats a week because that's what I want to do. That's what I choose to do. Some people don't. When I was trying to get well, I wasn't doing those cheats, but now that I am, very healthy and enjoying all facets of my life, I do decide to do that. And then if I decide to really get leaner for the summer or for a photo shoot or for going away, whatever it might be, then that's when I'll decide to actually lean out maybe a little bit more, doing, of course, my own 7-day detox. So let me know if you have any questions, any follow-ups on this. I just thought it'd be nice for you to hear that you don't have to stay with those ripped abs all year round. Very, very few people do. Thank you again today for tuning into the Cabral Concept.
Did you know that the body really only becomes sick or imbalanced in only 2 ways? Over time, you become deficient in vital nutrients, and you also accumulate toxins internally and from the environment. As those nutrients diminish and you increase your total toxic load, your body then begins to show the first signs of dis-ease. It's actually quite predictable, and the good news is that if we know how you began to fill up that proverbial rain barrel, we also know how to empty it to begin the healing process. I was fortunate enough to learn this ancient healing process from my mentor after suffering from debilitating diseases for close to a decade. It was only when I began to implement these techniques did I finally overcome my illnesses and go on to live a life of energy and vitality that I now enjoy. I'd like to share with you now what I discovered after traveling all over the world and how to combine the best of ancient healing wisdom with state-of-the-art science. Allow me to teach you exactly how I've been able to help over 250,000 people to empty their rain barrel and begin to transform their body and lives into what they've always hoped they could be. To get your copy of the international bestseller, The Rain Barrel Effect, simply go to stephencabral.com/rainbarrel.